Hey everybody, Sheila Magalhaes here, Heart Song Yoga Center, East Longmeadow, Mass. I'm happy to share with you a 30-minute gentle yoga sequence that you can practice at home in your own home studio, your own home space. And I will retire back to my mat and a cushion. So I encourage you to grab what you might need for a comfortable practice and a nice relaxation. A couple blankets if you have them, a cushion if you like to sit on one. All you need is an airy open space. You don't need any extra props or any extra gear. And please enjoy. All right. So sitting cross-legged or with your legs stretched straight out, whatever feels right for you. I like cross-legged. I'm familiar with that and have been sitting this way for a while. So my knees feel okay today. Sometimes I need to stretch out one leg and get a little relief. I will invite you to settle your sitting bones down into your cushion and press the crown of your head up towards the sky. As you do, lift your shoulders up towards your ears and squeeze them back and slide them down. And then do that again, loosening any tension, tightness in the shoulders, squeezed up, back, and down. Then reach your arms out in a T position and wriggle your fingers and circle your wrists around. Might be a little noisy, crackly, crunchy, often is. Just bringing some range of motion, synovial fluid, blood supply into the joints. And we'll try to do that throughout the body, from head to toe. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders and roll the elbows in a circular motion. I like this sequence of warming up the body. It's very simple. And when you have a lot of repetition, then suddenly you realize that this practice is living inside of you, that it's in your bones and joints and muscles. And all you have to do is sit down and just start moving, and your body will say thank you. Move in the opposite direction. Good. Connecting the breath and the movement. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Stretch out through your fingers like you could push your fingertips right through the roof. And grab a hold of one wrist and tug across and over to the other side. Doesn't matter which way, which direction. And then go in the other direction and take the opposite wrist. And give a bit of a tug, squeeze. Bring your hands back up to the sky and reach them out, over, and down. And place your hands on your knees. Cat-dog curls, tuck your chin and round your spine. And the opposite, as you inhale through your nose, lift up your head, chest, shoulders, and squeeze the shoulders back, look up. And then rounding down again, as you do, you hug the abdomen in, the navel center in slightly, and curve. And in the other direction, inhale, come up, and roll back, and squeeze those shoulder blades back. And then come back to the center. To move the body in all directions, we'll take a twist to look over the right shoulder. So take your left hand over to your right knee and your right hand behind your back. Lift the chin and chest slightly so the spine is moving from extension, nice and long, and then it's this beautiful twist along the line of the spine, the house of your central nervous system. And across and over, inhale, exhale, a bit of a squeeze. One side might feel different than the other. Always be curious and interested. Let go of agendas, let go of thinking that you know what's going to happen, and instead just enjoy what unfolds. Coming back to the center, put your right hand down and lift the left arm up, across, and over. Tuck the chin underneath your arm and look up. And let your left hip get super heavy. So it's just sinking down towards the cushion. Press up and across, inhale, exhale, over. And as you tip the chin up underneath the arm, look up to your hand. Let the right hip sit, sink, and settle. Come back up to the center. And the arms reach out to T position. Bring the hands in front of you and clasp your hands together. Flip the hands around so you're opening the shoulders. And reach your arms up overhead, framing your ears. Good. Keeping your eyes open and the gaze to one spot. Resist the urge to look around to be distracted by what you see. especially when you're practicing at home. There's all kinds of things that suddenly you realize that you forgot to do, meant to do, or want to do. Good. Easy breathing in and out through the nose. Open the hands and let the hands float out over down. And place your hands by your knees. Turn the palms so they face up. Shrug the shoulders back so that you feel yourself settling into your comfortable seat. Close your eyes for a moment. I'll join you. And as you keep that breath flowing in and out through the nose, it might sound a bit like a whisper or a sigh. See if you can't get the breath into the fullness of the lungs, into the further regions of your lungs. In fact, bring your hands by your ribs and belly and just lightly press here. And as you breathe, you might feel the belly expanding a bit, the rib cage expand a bit, and the collarbones rise as you fill the lungs. And then exhale, empty. You can squeeze the navel center in to push out residual air, and then inhale, the belly rises. Ribs expand, collarbones rise, open, the heart lifts, and exhale. Squeeze it all away. One more time, inhaling, the belly fills. Ribs, chest, collarbones, 3-part breathing, excellent breath for settling, centering, relaxing. Letting go, let the breath out. Continue that deep, full breath, your hands resting with the fingers just curving comfortably in, and press up through the crown as though someone had a thread attached to the crown of your head and you are being drawn up towards the heavens. Put a little bit of a Buddhist smile on your face and think about what it is that you might like to receive from your yoga practice. What bit of a gift, what would you like to take in, and what might you like to release? Then take your hands together at the heart, palms pressed lightly together. The Anjali Mudra, this symbol of deep respect, dipping the chin slightly and conjure up a sense of gratitude. Think of something that you're grateful for. Every day, finding a moment to invoke gratitude. And then you can come back to that at any time and remember that you indeed are supported, all is well, trusting in how the way that things are unfolding in your life, for yourself and for one another. Taking a deep breath in. When you exhale, let the hands come down and unfold your legs. Stretch them out in front of you. Set your cushion aside if you've got one. And then shake your legs out. Shake them out. Make a little noise. Good. And point and flex your feet. All right. And we'll work to open up the shoulders. Stretch out and along the length of the spine. Gave a good twist and a side stretch. And now we'll move into the hips. But first, loosen up the ankles. Again, every joint in the body, bringing in mobility and movement. And we know that when these joints are moving freely, that we feel more awake, more alive, more comfortable in the body. And not just the body, but the body-mind. Bend your knees so your feet are flat and you're leaning back into your hands. Drop both knees over to the right and peek over your left shoulder. And then the other direction, bring your knees up across and over to the left and peek over your right shoulder. And then bring yourself back to center. Take the soles of your feet together and let the knees rock up and down like you've got butterfly wings. Shrug back your shoulders, keeping the spine nice and long. Enjoying the breath in and out through the nose. Again, and we just use that breathing to filter the breath, to lengthen the breath, and even to bring a bit of sound so that the quality and the sound of the breath you can focus your attention on helps to quiet the mind so you're not thinking, planning, worrying, organizing, as the mind likes to do. Come to stillness. Lift the chin and the chest and the heart and fold forward, bending the elbows in towards the inner thighs. And as you press lightly towards the inner thighs, Keep your gaze out towards the end of your mat or away from your toes. You don't always need a mat, by the way. You can practice, as I said, in any open, airy, clean, comfortable space. Inhale as you draw yourself back up and slide your hands up towards your knees and bring your knees together. Give yourself a squeeze, like the biggest squeeze you can. A great big hug, and tuck your nose towards your knees and rock a little bit from side to side, rocking across your sitting bones. Dropping the head, stretch it out through the cervical spine, getting a little bit of space between the vertebrae. And then come back to the center. Bring your hands back behind you, separate your feet again. Drop both knees to the right this time. Lift up your left arm and twist a bit, looking up towards your thumb. Bring your hand down. Bring the knees up across and over. And reach up, twisting, looking up towards your fingertips. And then bring that hand down. Take the soles of your feet together again, like that butterfly movement. This time, as you hold your toes, tuck your chin, round down, like you could bring your nose towards your toes. Now you're bringing your spine into flexion, and as always, you can press lightly towards the inner thighs. Hips, groins, inner thighs, across the low back, curling in, bound angle pose. Come back up. Slide your hands up towards your knees again. Bring your feet to the floor and the knees are high. Lean back slightly. I'll go to the side to show this version of boat pose. As you lean back, your feet just lightly come off the floor. And then as you engage some core strength, the shins come level to the ground. Look out over the toes, and if you're ready to release, release and reach. And keep your eyes open and that breath free and easy. And take a hold of the backs of your legs. Slowly put your feet down. Then lean back into your elbows, onto your forearms, and lie down on your back with your knees towards your chest. And give yourself a big squeeze. Take a breath in. When you exhale, lift your head and shoulders off the ground so that you squeeze in super, super tight. And then put your head and shoulders back on the ground. Feet flat. Hands by your side. Lift the hips off the floor for a posture called bridge pose. And as you lift the hips high, roll the shoulders towards each other a little bit. Draw the inner thighs towards each other. Keep your gaze past your nose towards the heart center. And hold in this posture called bridge, named after the shape of the pose, what it looks like. And also this idea of finding the metaphors in our practice, the bridge. How do you get from one place to the next with safety, with ease, with grace? And slowly, slowly come down. The yoga practice is awesome for times when you're in transition or where you're not sure of what's going to happen next. And it helps to anchor you to the present moment where you can just pay attention, listen, and enjoy where you are, breath by breath. Lift your head and shoulders once again up in that big squeeze. And putting the head and shoulders down, cross your ankles and roll up so that you're sitting. And come to your hands and knees. In this hands and knees position, shift your hips a bit from side to side. And then we'll take the classic posture called downward facing dog. Look at your knees, turn your toes under, and push into your hands, lifting up your hips. Hang your head freely and pedal one heel, then the other towards the floor, stretching out the backs of the legs. And then press both heels down at the same time. Squeeze the belly in, press your hands to the floor, all the parts of your hands, the pads of your fingertips, the edges, the curve of your palm. Tuck the chin, look up towards the belly, the navel center. Keep your eyes open. Gradually start a bear walk, up towards your hands and your hands, in towards your feet. And when you get to this version of ragdoll, everybody just put your elbows on your knees and clasp your hands and drop your head. So you're kind of in a half squat position. This could be enough for many, Or you could, if you like, let your hands dangle down towards the floor as you hang your head, shake it out, full on ragdoll. I keep my knees softly bent. One hand above each knee as you walk your hands up the thighs. And you stack vertebra and you come up to standing, and as you bring your shoulders to your ears, squeeze them back, slide them down. And do that again, a big squeeze up, back, and down. And now we're up on our feet. So shake out your hands and shake out your feet. Just loosening up a little bit. Separate your feet and let your arms swing around your body. As you do, one heel comes up and the arms just wrap and wrap. Just going back and forth, back and forth. Come to the center and shake the hands and the feet out again. Place your hands at your waist. Feet are about more than hip width apart, about as wide as your mat, and circle the hips around. This is a pretty classic way to get started up on your feet for a yoga practice in a very gentle, mindful way. And when we say mindful, really what I'm saying is pay attention to what you're doing. Really focus all of your attention on the sensations of the body, maybe watching the breath as an anchor, letting thoughts and stories just stream through your mind's eye. Don't get carried away. Right? Suddenly, all of a sudden, you're thinking about a conversation. You're someplace so far from where your body is. Your mind is taken off. So we talk about bringing the mind back to where is the body and making that connection. Go in the other direction. Sort of like taking a bunch of jumbled blocks and stacking them up one above the other so that you find balance and stability. And come to center. Now your feet are hip width apart, which means the feet are underneath your hip bones. Maybe you could fit one foot in between the two. And your hands are by your side, loose, light, comfortable. Rock from the heel to the ball of the foot. The toes come up, they stretch out, and then they lie back down. Ooh, and you catch your balance. We'll do some of the same kind of breathing as we did seated. Turn your palms out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Look up. Palms touch. Exhale, stay up on your feet and just bring the arms down. Sun breaths. Cross your wrists in front. And inhale, reach up and look up. Squeeze your quads. The muscles hug the bones. Exhale down so that your body is active and awake. You're really paying attention to the movement. Inhale, sun breaths. Reach up, look up. This time, forward fold. Exhale down. Take your time, soften your knees, put your hands on your knees or your shins, and then hang your head down. Lift your head up. Inhale. Fold again. Exhale. Grab your calves and give yourself a squeeze as you drop your head. Now lift your head and put one hand above each knee. Walk your hands up the fronts of your legs like we did before. Come all the way up to standing. Shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. Turn the palms out. Inhale, arms reach up. This time, keep looking forward as you lace your fingers together up overhead in a steeple position. Hug the thigh muscles in again. Squeeze into the bones. The kneecaps lift. Don't walk. Feet press down evenly. Sometimes you might notice that you're rocking a bit to the edges or collapsing in the arches. Find that perfect balance, and the posture is mountain. If you start enjoying yoga and you have a regular practice, you'll do this mountain pose over and over and over again. You keep your eyes to one spot. Don't look around. Single point attention. Keep the peripheral vision soft. Standing tall, you make the shape of the mountain, right? Postures named after what they look like and also what they feel like. What is stable and strong about this mountain pose? What is rooted and settled? Open the arms and slow motion come out. Full body stretch, palms down. Press, press, press into the thighs as you exhale and release thighs, knees, shoulders. A layer of tension, tightness. Let it just melt off of you. Let it just slide away. Be reabsorbed into the earth, out into the cosmos. Just let go. Turn your palms up. Inhale, reach up. Keep looking forward and lace your fingers together again. And slip over to the right for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Give yourself a little assist by taking your right hand to your hip and pressing across and over. stamping down your right foot. Lift the chin slightly, making the crescent moon shape. The sliver of light leaning into the circle of darkness. It's something that I like to think about in this practice, that it's a balance between the hard and the soft, right? You find all the different ways that we can create connection. The bright light leaning into the shadow. Inhale, come back up. Lace your fingers together overhead. Exhale to the other side, making that crescent shape. Lift the chin, chest slightly. Place your left hand at your hip and press lightly. Easy breathing. Hold steady. Stamping your right foot into the ground. Come all the way up. Both arms reaching up overhead, laced together. Back to mountain pose. Open the arms, take the swan dive out, over, and down. Back to ragdoll. If it's appropriate, grab one elbow with each hand and let your head drop into that space. Bend the knees just enough to release the hamstrings, which often feel super tight, the backs of your legs. And then place one hand above each knee. Lift halfway up. But stop there and put your knees and ankles and big toes together. To make a thunderbolt shape in the body, called fierce pose. So you stay in the bent knees, put the weight back towards your heels, lift the chin, chest, and your arms, and reach up. Hands are about shoulder width apart. The toes are loose, light. You're reaching as though you could reach through the roof up to the sky. Keeping your eyes to one spot. Hold fierce pose. Then stand all the way up. Open the arms out to the side and reach back so that you clasp your hands behind your back and squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Take a wide stance. Turn your toes in just a bit. Inhale, look up. And when you exhale, fold over. The heart comes forward. And the arms lift up as best they can off of your backside, and the head drops down. The inner thighs are active. The weight shifts slightly forward. If your hands don't come up off of your back, that's okay. Maybe if you decide you want to try this posture again, you could grab a tie, like a bathrobe tie or a man's tie, and hold it between your hands with some space, and that'll give you some room for your shoulders, and your hands might come up even higher. Inhale, come up. Go part way and pause. Get balanced and come all the way up. And draw your shoulders back. Have your feet turn out slightly. And your arms reach to T. Turn the palms to face up. Bend your elbows, 90-degree angles. Bend both knees into goddess. Shoulders back. Heart rises. Lift the elbows slightly. Just breathe evenly. Come to stillness and enjoy. Straight the legs. Reach both arms skyward. Tip your head back. 5-pointed star. And as you hold this X shape in your body, feel the place where the energy crosses midsection. In that midsection area is a place of power and strength. Your gut instincts, right? The abdominal region. And then as you look forward, your hands start to float down. And so often when people are stressed or anxious, they feel it in their gut, right? Digestion gets interrupted, uncomfortable. The better your digestion is, the healthier you are. And these postures help you to get that good digestion by squeezing the internal organs, twisting and moving them in all directions so that you get fresh blood supply and movement, energy, oxygen. Feet now are hip width apart, and your hands are back to the heart in the Anjali Mudra. If you shift your weight to your left foot, put your right heel against your ankle, and lace your fingers together, you can create tree pose by sliding your thumbs past your nose and brow and framing your ears. Find one point to set your gaze. The bottom foot, that right foot, might creep up a little bit, more towards your shin, or your toes stay down like kickstands. Whoa, holding you up, yes. Separate your hands to a wide V, tracing the lines of a gorgeous tree in your neighborhood, in your world. And gradually the hands come down. And change sides, of course. Put down your right foot, hands to the heart, left heel to the ankle. Lace your fingers to steeple and slide your thumbs past your nose, your brow, and frame your ears. Make sure you're breathing in and out in that even, easy breezy way through the nose. Soft smile on your face. Maybe challenge yourself, bringing the foot up a little higher. Separate the hands to a wide V. Whoa, and hold your balance. Keep the gaze steady. That helps you to be single pointed. Right? We quiet the sense organs. So we're quieting and settling and coming inward. Slowly the arms come down. Both feet to the earth, hands to the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Turning inward. When we quiet the sense organs, as we do, that single point attention, right? Minimizing distractions, being fully present. Just this. Feel your feet on the earth. Press down. That support is always available to you as you open your eyes and take your hands down and tuck your chin. And slide down and start to come towards completion of this practice. Come down onto your hands and knees. Child's pose. Take the big toes together and the knees a little wide and sit your hips back towards your heels. You can stack your hands underneath your brow and rest your head. Then bringing your gaze up, find a way to come onto your back. So once again, you're on your back. And if you did have a cushion, you could put it underneath your knees and rest your legs over the cushion. Roll back down to the ground, your last posture, and it is an important posture, is called Shavasana. Hands rest by your belly and your ribs. And return to that easy 3-part breath that we began with, where the breath is moving into the abdomen. It feels like that, but it's really the lower regions of your lungs. The ribs rise, the collarbones, and everything settles. And see if you can completely relax your body. Maybe the hands come and rest by your side. Slightly out to the side, the ankles. Release all holding, the feet open, shoulders sink. And as you take this time to rest in Shavasana, I'm going to just give you a bit of a reading, something to consider, from a book called The Radiant Sutras. And what you're doing is developing that quiet space that's inside of you, and even if the rest of the world is very busy and noisy around you, you move into the sanctuary of the heart. So this sutra is called The One Who is at Play Everywhere. There is a space in the heart where everything meets. Come here if you wish to find me. Mind, senses, soul, eternity, all are here. Are you here? Enter the bowl of vastness that is the heart. Listen to the song that is always resonating. Give yourself to it with total abandon. Quiet ecstasy is here, and a steady, regal sense. A sense of resting in a perfect spot. You who are the embodiment of blessing, once you know the way, the nature of attention will call you to return. Again and again, answer that call and be saturated with knowing, I belong here. I am home. So carrying that sense of the heart and the place of home. I invite you to rest for as long as you'd like. I'll hold the space for a few more minutes to come to completion, or stay and just enjoy your Shavasana, the chance to take rest, and to allow the practice that you have just completed to fully saturate every cell of your body. Breath returns to its natural rhythm. And there's no place else to be and nothing else to do. Trust that what comes next is exactly what you need. Acceptance, loving kindness, and compassion for yourself and for one another is the foundation of the beautiful traditional practice of yoga. When you're ready to return, I invite you to take a moment to bring your hands together at the heart. And once again, invoke that sense of gratitude. And then send a prayer of peace out from your heart into your home, out into your neighborhood, out into the place where you live, your community, your people. And then in the spirit of metta meditation, loving kindness for all beings everywhere. May we be safe and well. May we be happy, healthy, and free from suffering. Namaste, which means the light in me sees the light in you. And have a wonderful day. Thank you. All right. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you soon. Peace.